Is Canada on the verge of a housing crisis? The soaring prices in the Canadian housing market have ignited widespread concern, raising questions about the possibility of a massive housing bubble. Is the Bank of Canada's cautionary stance justified? And could the current housing market dynamics truly prevent a catastrophic crash? Amid these uncertainties, what are the potential consequences for homeowners, the economy, and the lives of Canadians if this bubble were to burst? Today's video is all about Canada sitting on one of the largest housing bubbles. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. In recent years, the housing market in Canada has become a subject of popular concern as a result of the significant increase in prices observed all around the country. Because of the rise in these prices, there are now concerns that Canada may be experiencing one of the most massive housing bubbles in the history of the world. The Bank of Canada, which is the country's central bank, has not only described the housing market as overheated, but it has also joined the chorus of analysts who are expecting an eventual meltdown in the housing market. However, despite the severity of these warnings, they also highlight the reality that there are a number of dynamics currently in play that have the ability to prevent a disastrous housing market catastrophe. These elements include a solid economy in Canada, as well as a variety of policies implemented by the government with the intention of dampening the housing market. In the fullness of time, only retrospect will be able to reveal whether or not the housing bubble in Canada will eventually burst. Nevertheless, one thing is still certain: the instability of the housing market represents a significant threat to the economy of Canada. Should this bubble collapse, the implications might be significant, having an impact not just on the economy, but also on the lives of a great number of people in Canada. The repercussions of a collapse in the housing market. The fallout from a collapse in the housing market in Canada might have a variety of repercussions with far-reaching effects. The gravity of such an incident is highlighted by several potential results, including foreclosures and mortgage defaults. One of the immediate repercussions of a housing crash would likely be a surge in foreclosures as homeowners struggle to meet their mortgage payments, which would lead to a large decrease in home prices. Another immediate effect of a housing crash would be a significant decline in home prices. As a result of the decline in the value of homes, many homeowners could find that the amount they owe on their mortgages is greater than the value of their homes, which would force them into foreclosure. Loss of confidence in the market. The public's confidence in the housing market as a whole may suffer if there is a crash in the property market. This lack of trust could make it much more challenging for individuals to buy homes, which would lead to a downward spiral of falling demand and falling prices. Economic recession. A breakdown in the housing market refers to a significant and sustained decline in various aspects of the housing sector, such as property values, home sales, and construction activity. This breakdown can have far-reaching effects on the broader economy. Property values are a major component of homeowners' wealth. When property values drop, homeowners experience a reduction in the overall value of their assets. For many people, their homes are among their most valuable assets. As these assets lose value, individuals' net worth diminishes. The reduction in homeowners' wealth can lead to what's known as the wealth effect. This psychological phenomenon occurs when people adjust their spending patterns based on changes in their perceived wealth. When property values decline, homeowners may feel less financially secure and thus become more cautious in their spending habits. As homeowners cut back on their spending, there's a decrease in consumer demand for goods and services. This decline in consumer spending can have a ripple effect throughout the economy, affecting various industries. Businesses may experience lower sales and reduced revenues, leading them to potentially scale down their operations, lay off workers, or delay expansion plans. Industries closely associated with real estate and construction, such as home builders, contractors, and building material suppliers, would bear the brunt of the housing market breakdown. With fewer people buying homes, there's a reduced demand for new construction and renovations. This can lead to decreased activity and profitability in these industries. The contraction in real estate and construction industries can have a significant impact on job growth. As construction projects slow down or stall due to reduced demand, there will be fewer job opportunities in these sectors. This could result in layoffs within the construction industry and related sectors, leading to increased unemployment. Unemployment and decreased consumer spending create a negative feedback loop. As more people lose their jobs or fear job loss, consumer spending further declines, causing businesses to suffer even more. This interconnectedness between consumer spending, employment, and economic growth is a central aspect of how a housing market breakdown can trigger a broader economic recession. Employment and poverty rates. The impact that the housing market has on the rest of the economy could result in a significant increase in the unemployment rate as well as a rise in the poverty rate. This is because of the interdependence of many industries, such as the building industry, the real estate market, the financial industry, and consumer spending. The collapse of the property market could compel firms to cut back, which would result in the loss of jobs and, as a consequence, an increase in the poverty rate. Preparedness and measures taken by the government. The federal government of Canada is aware of the possible dangers that are associated with a breakdown in the housing market, and it has taken steps to lessen the impact of these threats. Individuals, on the other hand, need to maintain a state of constant vigilance regarding the potential repercussions and actively protect their own financial well-being in the event that something of this nature occurs. Research and financial planning for homebuyers. Prospective homeowners owe it to themselves to perform an exhaustive study and be aware of the dangers inherent in the home buying process. In addition, prospective purchasers should make sure that they are able to afford monthly mortgage payments regardless of whether or not interest rates are fluctuating or home prices are falling. Protection for homeowners. Existing homeowners should create a financial plan that takes into account the probability of a crisis in the housing market. This will protect them from any potential losses. This could include setting aside money in an emergency fund, ensuring that you have a sufficient amount of equity in your house to avoid foreclosure, and investigating various options, such as refinancing, if this becomes required. A number of complicated factors that contributed to the bubble. The housing bubble in Canada is the result of multiple factors, reflecting the complexity and global character of the problem. Regional differences. The bubble in the property market is not the same everywhere in Canada. Cities like Vancouver and Toronto have suffered substantially bigger price spikes compared to other places, which highlights the varied nature of the bubble's impact. Global trend. A housing bubble is not something that is unique to Canada. In fact, countries all across the world are experiencing something quite similar. Housing bubbles can be seen all over the world for a variety of reasons, including, but not limited to, low interest rates, easy access to credit, and rising housing demand. Government intervention. In an effort to tame the frenzy of the housing market, the Bank of Canada has intervened by introducing measures like increased interest rates and stricter rules for the granting of mortgages. However, it is still unclear whether or not these preventative steps will be successful in averting a full-blown accident. The roller coaster ride of the Canadian housing market, which has been characterized by soaring prices, has prompted major concerns about the possibility of a housing bubble burst. The dire nature of the circumstance is highlighted by the cautions issued by the Bank of Canada as well as the projections made by economists. On the other hand, the robustness of the Canadian economy and the actions of the government offer some degree of confidence against the possibility of a total market collapse. In spite of the many unknowns, a crisis in the housing market might have substantial repercussions, which would have an impact not just on homeowners, but also on prospective purchasers, businesses, and the economy as a whole. Individuals as well as officials need to have a strong understanding of the risks, as well as rigorous financial preparation and proactive actions, in order to successfully navigate the hard landscape the nation is currently facing. Although only time will reveal what will ultimately happen to the property market in Canada, it is critical to have a thorough awareness of the nuances of the industry and to take appropriate preventative measures. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.